The next part of our discussion of narcissism is the topic of the development of an ego ideal and the need for validation in narcissism. A Freudian account of narcissism interprets it in development terms. There's a stage in personal development where the child will naturally exhibit narcissistic traits, focusing on their own needs more or less exclusively, with the corresponding deficiency in the ability to show empathy and other moral emotions that normally the child should direct at others. In the course of normal personal development, the child grows out of the narcissistic phase and learns to project their libido or life force onto others, thus creating powerful interpersonal bonds and integrating themselves into the social fabric of their community. In pathological cases, the libido can remain entrapped within the person, resulting in an inability to foster productive social bonds, or it can pervert in dynamics so that it becomes projected outside the person towards the others, but moves in a circular trajectory back to the person, so that any relationship with others in fact serves only to confirm the subject's love and appreciation of themselves, not of the relevant others. The latter is the classic psychoanalytic explanation of narcissism, and at the same time an introduction of the concept of narcissistic supply in psychiatry. According to Freud, pathological narcissism is made possible by the mechanism of introjection, where the person builds on what he calls an ego ideal, namely a picture of themselves that is equipped with the attributes one desires and usually derives from important others in their lives, such as parents, and solidifies this picture within their psyche. Thus, rather than psychologically benefiting from projecting desire to others, one loves one's own ego ideal and secures within one's person all of the emotional and psychological benefits that a healthy person derives from loving relationships with others. To solidify the ego ideal, the person must have external validation by others that the attributes of the ideal are indeed real. This means that others must react to the person's self-image in ways which the person can interpret as a confirmation of the value or importance of the ego ideal itself. This reaction by the society, and especially by people close to the narcissist, is what constitutes narcissistic supply. Without this type of supply, the narcissistic personality decompensates because their internal sense of low self-worth is unbearable, and narcissistic supply as a form of external validation of their projected greater value as a person is the only strategy that keeps the pain of low self-esteem at bay. The narcissistic person is thus prepared to go to extraordinary lengths to obtain narcissistic supply, including the use of strategies such as love bombing, or offering extremely positive initial attention to those they wish to attract as potential sources of supply. Thus, the narcissist will show an extremely charming face at the beginning of a romantic courtship. They will offer expensive or extremely original gifts to the object of their interest, take their prospective partner for extravagant vacations, exhibit exceptional sensitivity for the needs of the loved one. The love bombing phase is often so extreme that the person who is love bombed has difficulty getting used that it is over once the narcissistic abuse sets in later in the relationship. Thus, many victims of narcissistic abuse suffer for a long time, all the while hoping for a return of the love bombing part of the relationship. The typical phases of narcissistic abuse, which is geared to obtaining the narcissistic supply of validation following the love bombing, include devaluation, showing the other person that the narcissist in fact does not value them as they might have thought based on the previous love bombing phase of the relationship, followed by discarding, which is the actual abandonment of the partner, or in some cases causing the partner to leave the narcissist by inflicting on them pain that is beyond what the partner is willing to bear. In most cases, however, the cycle of abuse will repeat itself with the additional element called hoovering, where after the discarding has occurred, the narcissist will vacuum the victim back into the relationship by repeating the love bombing phase, only to follow with a further devaluation and ultimately discarding.